Oh, yeah. We are live and in the building. As you know, Babatunde Ajayi he's got an incredible young fighter called Joe who's fighting tomorrow night on that amazing card because we got Denzel Bentley versus Morrison, which is a great fight, which I'm so looking forward to. So let me start with Dream It, Believe It, Become It. Come on down. Joining us in a bit will be Troy Williamson, the current British super welterweight champion. Papa Hunter, listen, Gary's meant to say like we're going on, boom, this is the time, but he never. So I was you know me, I'm a muncher. I can't help but I munch. This is what I do. I like to clap out my mouth, Papa. My apologies, right? So I am waiting for Troy to jump in. I'm looking forward to this conversation. We just thought like on the times where it's like evening times and you guys could be a little bit bored, you want to hear something. So, yep, so grateful that you guys have jumped on to listen up to what's going on. There's been a lot of rumors about. I just seen today. Was it November 19th? I think it's being proposed for Crawford versus Errol Spence. But as John Khan has just said, have you seen Adam Muhammad, young fighter, on this card tomorrow? Good prospect. No, I haven't seen him, but I know that he's a good guy. Yes, Daniel Grace, how you doing? Jermaine, big up yourself. John Khan, you say now his name is Adan, not Adam. No, but I know a couple guys who are coming out to go and see this guy fight. He's meant to be a decent talent, right? He's meant to be very decent talent. So I'm looking forward to seeing the show tomorrow. So I'll be down there tomorrow, and then you'll get myself and Tundi on Saturday for the Canelo Triple G. That is a fight that has really gone underneath the radar. You'd think like just a few years ago, Golovkin was seen as this, you know what I mean, this monster, this he was tyrannical. Let's call it as it is. He was really tyrannical. Since then, he's kind of dipped a little bit, and we have to be real and say he's dipped. So now we gotta we gotta see what's gonna happen. I mean, but not only that, but I'm gonna be real. Canelo in his last few fights has not overly impressed me. He hasn't. He didn't impress me in the Caleb Plant fight. Um, he didn't overly impress me in that fight. Um, he certainly didn't impress me in the Bivol fight. And we're gonna say, well, Bivol was really bigger than him, and and all the rest of it. Um, and with this fight here, this is still interesting because it was the fight that Golovkin had over in Japan, I believe. Um, in spurts, Golovkin looked good, but he also looked old. So in this fight, it's about adaptability, and if we can see how Golovkin adapts to, because you know exactly what Canelo's going to bring. And I think because Golovkin slowed up, I think that style is going to suit Canelo more. And then we're going to see what's going on. Let me just see what's happening to this young guy right now because he should have jumped on. I'll just send him a message. And if he's got any problems, I'm going to have to get on to Gary and tell Gary to try and sort him out on these technical hitches. Let me just give him a call. Oh, Gary, you're here. So, Gary, is he jumped on yet? Let me know, please, Gary, so I can know what's going on. 1 second. Oh. All right, brother. It's not letting you log in. What, did you click the link or did you click the YouTube one I sent to you? Don't worry. What I'll do, I'll get my producer to give you a call now, yeah? And he'll guide you through it. All right, nice one. Yeah, Gary, I'm gonna send you his number now. I'm gonna send you his number now, Gary, and then you can get on and deal with it for us. It is one of those things, but he's just said he's on now. So go check now. He said that he's on. This is live, bro. This is what we get. 84 boxing, big up. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. What are you saying, brother?
Yeah, that was hard work trying to sort that out.
Now, you know what? Don't worry about it, because you see, with me, with this kind of thing, this technology, I'm absolutely useless with it. But usually, like, people were complaining like they weren't getting my Wi-Fi will mix up and all the rest of it. And what it was, I had to download the new iOS.
Yeah.
And I've just done that. Yes, I am shiesty. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're dire. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's you know what I mean? Sometimes I have these little problems and all the rest of it and bop, 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 bop. But now, and already as you've jumped on, people are talking. Raheem Gulner says Troy versus Avenesian is a fight, unks. But you know what? I know that you got a fight coming up on Saturday, right?
Yeah. Fighting on Saturday, yeah.
You know what? That fight's not even listed in on BoxRec, you know that?
I only took the fight the beginning of last week just to stay active and stay busy. I was in the gym training, and the deal was obviously if the Kelly fight got made, then obviously I'd be boxing beforehand just to get the feel of things. So I got asked last week, and yeah, I took the fight. So
yeah. All right. So what do you know about your opponent? I don't know nothing about this guy.
Tough, durable. He's only been stopped once. A lot of people are giving me grief for taking this fight, saying what to do for my career, but I got told that in a week's notice, and it's for everybody that knows, it's a tick-over fight for the big one in whenever that's going to happen, before the end of the year. So
Okay. So what's the guy's record that you're fighting? What's his record? Can I ask this fight?
50-50 record. I think he's won 8, lost 7.
All right. Well, we can't even read into that because, as we famously know, like, records are for DJs, and I know that you are a consummate professional. So you're gonna be looking at this like, right, I've got to go take care of this, brother, and then move on to the big fight. I'm being very, very optimistic, saying that you're gonna get past this fight on Saturday, God willing. And the main thing is like you and Josh Kelly. So there hasn't been back and forth between you guys, but there has been back and forth within the boxing community. Like we're saying, like, that is a fight that we'd like to see, especially now that you're both fighting on the Waterman cards on Channel 5. Like, it was an easy fight or easy enough fight. And I heard you call him out. I heard you was calling him out to say, yeah, that's the fight that you want after when he boxed. What's your thoughts on Kelly?
Good. I like Kelly. He's a sound guy. Outside the boxing ring, he's from up near. He's up the northeast, and we used to travel on the train together. Plenty of times going to tournaments and
Okay.
when we were up GB. So I know Kelly really well, and I like him. But obviously, it's a business at the end of the day, and it's the hurt business as well. So obviously, when we fight, you're gonna have to get hurt. So we put friendship aside, and it's down to business.
Right. Have you ever sparred like in GB squad coming up?
Yeah. Plenty of time I've sparred him in the GB, and I've sparred him at the local boxing club, boxing gym in Darlington. Sparred him plenty of times.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you think? What do you think you took away from those spars, if you don't mind me asking?
Say again.
What do you think you took away from those spars, Troy?
Confidence. Just obviously how the spars went. Obviously, it is different. You've got big gloves, egg guards. So obviously, fight night you got them 10-ounce gloves. and it's a big difference. But yeah, what I took away from the spars is obviously I know what he's all about. I know what I'm all about, and obviously the longer the fight goes on, it'll play into my favour.
Like I remember when you won. What was it? The IBF European, right? Was it IBF European? It was
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was
In
IBF.
2019.
Yeah, I remember that fight, and I was watching that fight, saying, "Yeah, boy, this brother can fight." You know what I mean? This guy can fight. You can fight. And like, who do you model your style on? Because I see a big picture in the background of Mike Tyson, but who else do you model your style on?
And I like. I'm a big fan of Miguel Cotto, Shane Mosley. Um, them if three favorite fighters: Mike Tyson, Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you do like to stick it down to the body a lot. You know what I mean? You do like to stick it down to the body, and it was like, I'm gonna be real with you. The Ted Cheeseman fight, because Ted Cheeseman's my guy, because it's South London. But the way that you stuck it on him and the finish, and our producer Gary just watched the finish, that was horrible. Was that something that you was practicing on the gym?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, it was finished on the left on the lead hook. That's what we were working on in that fight, and that's what we were working on in the change room before the fight. That's what finished it.
Yeah, I would say to anyone, if you haven't seen that fight, that was Troy's arrival as far as I'm concerned. That was his proper arrival. If you haven't seen that fight when he stops Ted Cheeseman, please, I beg you, go and watch that on YouTube highlights. It's horrible. It's monstrous.
Yeah, it was. I agree with you. That was my arrival on the big stage. A lot of people didn't give me the credit of what I truly believed I deserved, but that's only because I'd never had no opportunity to showcase what I was all about.
Yeah. John Carr says Cheeseman was tough as well. Gary, throw that up. Boxing 84. 84 Boxing says Troy's going to give any one of them around that weight big problems. I've seen it. Box 84 also says Kenny looked $1 million. Yeah, here we go. Kenny looked $1 million when he first turned pro, but hasn't really progressed through his career with Adam Booth, in my opinion. I can't say that, because, and I'm just keeping this 100. A lot of people, when Josh Kelly was turning professional, there was a lot of hype about him. Like, remember, you got young boxer of the year as well, and Kelly's got hands. He puts his shots together well. He puts highlight reel punches together. Like you'll see him. He say, right, well, we've clipped that bit. We can put it on a highlight. Clip that bit. Put it on a highlight. What happened when he went up against Avanesian? He was just up with the better man, and the better man just properly stuck it on him, and then yeah. But what I am saying is, like, he was struggling bad to make the weight. I'm not making excuses for him. Now that he's moved up in weight to 154, I think he's more suited at that weight, but he's kind of not putting the combinations together as much because he's heavier now. I find it a very interesting fight between you guys' styles because, like, you remind me of a throwback fighter. You know what I mean? Like, you're no nonsense. Yeah, you're no nonsense. Like, you just want to have it with guys. Where Kelly kind of models himself, because Adam Booth, I know Adam Booth very well. Adam Booth will have him geared to more of a like an 80s fighter, like a cross between like a bit of Roberto Duran, a bit of Ray Leonard, that kind of style. This is why this fight, it meshes. It's a great fight. It's a really, really good fight. And it's a fight, because it's going to be on Channel 5, it's going to do great numbers, man. Why do you think you're going to come out victorious?
Because obviously I've got a lot of self belief, and I know when it gets nitty and gritty that I can bite down on my gum shields, and I'm there. I'm there for the long run. I'm there to stay. He's not going to get rid of me, and there's no quitting me. Where I see a little bit of quitting in Kelly. So obviously like I said, obviously, the further it goes on, then we'll see what he's all about. We'll see what he's made of.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, yeah, because I'm just gonna keep this thing 100. A lot of people have questioned Josh Kelly's heart. And there's certain times where it's come up, and he's even got upset about it. Like, why are people questioning him? A lot of people question his heart.
He's called Pretty Boy. He's called Pretty Boy for a reason. When you're getting in there and you're putting your forearms in his face and tying him, he's not gonna like it. He'd be too bothered about his looks. In my opinion.
Okay. So the reason why you're going to come out victorious against him is because what, you want it more than him?
Yeah, million percent. I want him more than him. Obviously, you can see what he does. Obviously, he's got a massive following on social media. He's with Boohoo Man, sponsored by Boohoo Man. Like I've done it. He's excellent. I've done it from the bottom. I've had to sell tickets to pay for my opponents. I've not saying I've had a hard. I'm not saying I've had a hard being brought up, but there's 11 of us, so I've not had anything given to me. So I'm a fighter from birth, and obviously I'll continue to fight to where I want to be, and obviously that's right at the very top. So yeah, I think I've got a lot more hunger than him, and we'll see that on the night.
Okay, Troy, tell me a little bit about your background. Yeah, like what is your is it your mum's English?
Mum's British and my dad's Jamaican.
Okay, right. What part of Jamaica is dad from?
St. Elizabeth, Black River.
He's from okay, but that's just down the road from where my mum was born. My mum,
Okay.
my mum from a place called Prospect District in St. Elizabeth. Yeah, it's literally down the road. It's not far. Like Black River from where we are is not far at all. And your mum's English, right? And how many brothers and sisters you got, bruv?
Obviously not all to the same mum, but 5 boys, 6 girls.
Wow.
We're all like that as well. But I think my dad's got 28 grandkids and one on the way due next week. 29.
Your one next week.
Now my youngest brother, he's got his second baby due next week.
Okay. Have you got any children, Troy?
No, dogs. I've got dogs. No children yet.
But you live with your missus, right? Or you use that one undercover?
No.
Yeah. So, like, how did you get to boxing?
Obviously, my dad took me and my two brothers to the boxing gym when I think I was 10 at the time.
Okay.
But back then, obviously, you were too young to compete, and I was getting stuck in. I was getting flung. I had like a natural talent, and I was getting flung in with kids sparring who were fighting, and I was getting beat up. To be fair, and I didn't really like it. I was going to the gym every day just because my dad wanted me to go to the gym, and I didn't like it. So I just left boxing and went and played football. So I was playing football from the age of 11 till 16, and then one of my dad's friends.
What position were you playing?
Striker.
Okay.
I was a bit like a Drogba, decent.
All right. Okay. You got any video clips? Any video footage you can send to me so I can post it on Insta? Anything?
I do a few keep ups. So yeah, that's about it.
All right.
And then there was a boxing gym just opened up on like walking distance from where I lived. So obviously I went on to the boxing gym, and basically that was 2 weeks before my 17th birthday, and then 3 weeks after that I had my first fight. I was only in the gym 5 weeks, and ever since then stuck at it. Right.
Because you done quite well. What are you doing in the ABs? You got to the finals, right?
Yeah, I got to the finals in 2014. Got beat off Fowler.
I remember that fight.
Then went back in 2015 and won him.
Yeah.
I caught up pretty quick. Obviously, I didn't start boxing until I was 17, so I caught up pretty quick. Got Team TV, travelled the world, European Games, numerous tournaments. So,
how many bouts did you have in total?
68.
68. Okay.
It's not a lot, really.
It isn't a lot, but it's a lot. It's not a lot in comparison to how we see certain, especially Eastern European fighters. Yeah. They're having like 300 fights, 200 fights. It's not a lot, but for that short space that you've been in the game, because you came into an amateur as a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it is. Mac One says Troy is so underrated. This guy is the real deal. Jamaican flag up there as well. Reese Jones says Troy is gonna brock up Josh Kelly. Big T says JA stand up. What's that? 84 boxing. You're gonna throw these up, Gary, but you've been a bit lazy, mate. Yeah, yeah. 84 boxing says he starts feeling himself too much through the fight, wasting time. Oh, posturing and posing. Actually, talking about Josh Kelly, not talking about you. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, if he get away with it, he won't be able to get away with it against me. I'm going to be on his chest from round one, so I'm not going to let him breathe, and I'm going to take him to places that he's never been before.
Yeah. So dispatching this guy on the weekend, which we're looking forward to, and fingers crossed for you on that.
Yeah.
Then we'll be looking forward. So it's going to be non-stop. So you're not going to be out of the gym then, are you? But you're very rarely out of the gym. Because I see like on your posts, like you're always working on stuff. You're your trainer.
Yeah. I'm always in the gym. If I've got, obviously rest is important, but when I've got like a 10 days or 2 weeks rest, it's I have like 4 or 5 days rest, and then I'll have a rest off punching, but I have to do something like bike or run. I can't just not do nothing.
Yeah. Or would you feel like a bit complacent when you do that?
Nah, that's all I know. That's all I've done is just train. So when I don't train, I'm sat about, don't know what to do with myself. So I have to do a little run or walk the dogs or something.
Yep. Mac One just said big up Troy. Ben Needham has said, seen him in the ABC gym. He's going to smash him. You got nice little backing going on here. Snaps, we're backing you all the way, Troy. Seems like you get a little fan base up in there, man.
Yeah, good. That's good.
It is good. It is good because, like, I mean, people don't really see you like that. You know what I mean? It's like, I think Steve Bunce alluded to you the other day. He was talking about certain fights. Did you hear that? Yeah.
That fight's not getting interviewed. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
It's right. It's right as well. I agree with what you're saying, Steve.
Yeah, I was speaking to Steve yesterday because I was in bang agreement, like how today's society is on like these little new YouTubers and everything else. They're fearful to speak or have an opinion because they know like they may not get entry to certain fights. You know what I mean? So they can't slack off a certain fight. They can't do anything else. Yes, Bobby Wright, thank you so much for the 449. Troy, I was at the Cheeseman fight. Great performance. And your brother was going mad.
Yeah, he tried to jump in the ring afterwards. My brother tried to jump in the ring. That's mad. Told the security to grab hold of him.
But yeah, but who's that? Yeah. Okay, that's a really good question there. Boxing 84. Box 84 boxing, sorry, says who does Troy think wins Fury versus Joshua and Usyk versus Fury?
I'm a big fan of both. I'm a big fan of all four. I think Fury, if I had to choose one, but a lot of people are writing Joshua off, and you're daft to write him off because if I'm completely honest, I think Fury will be easier to hit than what Usyk will be. So, and it only takes the one punch. But if I had to back person, it'd be Fury.
Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Yep. So, like, couple fights that have been mentioned also on the come up, right? Couple fights. Cause I know you're busy, so I'm not going to hold you that because I don't want to take liberties. I know you got a fight coming up. Eubank versus Ben. What's your thoughts on that fight?
I think Eubank's going to be too big. I'd like to see Ben win. I like Ben.
Have you sparred with any of those guys?
No, I was meant to spar Ben 2 weeks ago, first 2 weeks ago, and I injured my hand. So I was gutted because great. Obviously, that'd be great for me. And I think obviously they reached out to me for the Eubank fight, so they obviously wanted some good work. So, but I was gutted because that'd been great for me, and it'd been great to help him as well. So we've put it off for the following week. So I got a scan on my hand, and it was still badly bruised, so couldn't take it. And then obviously the next week, just started punching the paddles very light. It was okay, and then the following week we got told that we were boxing. So.
Right, so the hand's healed now, though, right?
Yeah, and fully healed now, but cryotherapy, and I've seen my physio and sound now. I've messaged Tony Sims at the start of this week to ask when he's finishing his sparring, and he said he'd be finishing his sparring on the 30th. So obviously I'll get my fight out of the way on Saturday, a couple of days off, and then I'll look to go down if they need me. Then I'd love to go down and help him in his last week of sparring.
Okay, you mean Ben?
Yeah, Ben. Yeah.
Right. Because you heard Chris Eubank Senior saying that he's not going to allow his son to fight.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's the truth. Stamina for sale. Gary just said, "Yep, that would be a wicked spar. You and Ben, that would be a wicked because that would be a wicked spar." But you heard that the dad said that the fight wasn't going to happen. But to be honest with you, I get the father's sentiments and Chris Senior, but there's no way that fight is not going to happen. That fight is too big a fight for it not to happen. You know what I mean? It grabbed headlines and everything else. I understand, like the loss of his son, Sebastian. He said, I've already lost a son and I don't trust the fact that his weight loss and everything else. But it was confirmed today by Cali that the fight is definitely going on. So
I'm looking forward to that. It's a great fight. Great fight. Huge.
Yep. Boxing 84 just asks, like, who's the best guy that you ever sparred with?
Bad. Loads. I couldn't really say, to be fair.
Yeah. So you're saying that you've sparred loads, like who? Give us some names, man.
Hey, best. What's the best fight I've sparred or the best spar? What was the question?
Nah, he's saying who's the best guy that you've sparred. That's what boxing.
Best guy I've sparred.
Yeah.
Depends on how you say best. The biggest name or best boxer. I don't know. Liam Smith's good.
Yeah.
Very cute. Very technical. He's hard to land on clean. I spar some of the amateur kids, and the amateur lads in our gym give me more problems than what the pros do.
Okay.
With the fast hands and in and out, so everyone's different.
Cool. What was I going to say to you? Yeah, Paul L Finance, big up. The knowledge in the building. Big up O'Grover, keep on doing your thing. And I have to keep on doing my thing. And it's not only that, it's like I think Steve Bunce said something that kind of rang true where he's saying like on certain guys who ain't getting that exposure, ain't getting that. And I don't get it. And the reason why is because these young kids up here or these little young YouTubers, they go grab the headliners because they don't really understand boxing. They don't know, right, this guy can fight. You know what I mean? Anyone has to go look, like I said, to anybody, don't take my word for it. Just go on YouTube and just go watch Troy Williamson versus Ted Cheeseman. And the last round was 11th round, wasn't it? 10th round. The 10th round, and then you're going to know what a fight. You know what I mean? What a stoppage, what a fight. And it was, mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Well, I'm going to test you on a couple fights now. Not test you, but to get your opinion on a couple fights. I've always asked you on for the Eubank. You didn't really give me a real answer for this AJ Fury fight. Me personally, my own personal opinion, I don't think AJ should take the fight right now. I think AJ needs to have something to build his confidence, right? I think him fighting in December is too early, but people ain't going to listen to me and think, oh, no. But that's my opinion. I've had my rant already. I'm not going to have the rant again. That's my honest opinion. Do you think that Andy Joshua should take that fight?
I think it's too big not to take the fight. He said he wants to fight, and Fury's offering the fight, so I think he'll take it.
Mm.
If it does get made, obviously I'll definitely be tuning in and watching. That's
Yeah. Who do you think
well,
will come out victorious in that fight?
Fury.
Fury. Reason being why?
I think he's phenomenal. I think he's the best heavyweight on the planet, in my opinion. I think he's just his movement, his the way he thinks in there. Just I can't see anybody beating him at the minute.
I hear that. There's talk of Terence Crawford and Errol Spence being made for, I think it's the 19th of November, I believe. If that fight happens, who do you think is going to win?
Terence
And
Crawford.
why?
I've always said Terence Crawford. I've said it for years. I think he's just. You know, again, I think he'll just box him. I don't think he'll stand there and have a brawl with him and try and fight him. I think he's just going to keep it long and box. And I think Terence Crawford's one of the pound number ones for me. Really like him.
Okay. And on the weekend, we've got the comebacking Canelo versus Golovkin. Who have you got for that fight and why?
Canelo, I think I wouldn't be surprised if he gets him out there late. I just think Golovkin, his last fight, I know he got the job done, but at the start of the fight, it looked like he was showing his age a little bit. And I think Canelo will win. I think he'll win comfortable.
Okay. Cool. And lastly, your fight on the weekend. What's your prediction?
A Trojan win. Nice to go out there and check. You know what these durable opponents are like. They're sometimes there to survive. But if he lets his hands go and he leaves himself open, then I'll be taking him out. And if I see the opportunity to take him out, I'm not in there to get any rounds. I'm there to get the job done. So I'll be taking him out and then on to the next one.
Okay. And for people who haven't seen Troy Williamson fight before, what makes you such a special fighter?
I've got a fan-friendly style. I give people the money's worth. Don't do it on purpose. I think that's just the way I fight. I like to get in there and get stuck in. I'm always in exciting fights. I'm never in a boring fight. So, and everybody likes to see blood, sweat, and tears, and I give people blood.
Mm-hmm. And what does the future hold for Troy Williamson?
Massive. Like I put a tweet out today. I'm 31 years old now, and I feel better than ever. I feel stronger than ever, fitter. It feels like my prime years ahead of me. So get a good end to 2022 and take over the world in 2023.
Okay. And on that note, I won't going to keep you more than half an hour because I know you got a fight coming up and I'm being considerate to that. On that, may the fight is right. Thank the reigning British Super Welterweight champion and IBF European champion, Mr. Troy Williamson. Thank you very much, brother. Much appreciated. Right, big up yourself. Yes. Now, grateful for the brother for jumping on, grateful for the brother for spending his time with us because you know he's got a fight coming up, so I'm so grateful for him. You know what I mean? I could keep this going on a little bit longer, but I'm not going to. I'll just keep this one very short because I thought we'd just jump on, see what we could do. And we're going to do more of these things in the midweek to speak to our fighters who should be getting that spotlight and ain't getting that spotlight. But not only the fact of getting that spotlight, just for our loyal followers on the fighters, right? Myself and Babatunde Ajayi to keep on that one. So I'm gonna end this up in closing. Let me just read a couple of these questions. 84 boxing, big up. Balfour, Golovkin beats Canelo by the 10th round knockout. Trust me. What else I see up in here? The Paul L Finance saying let me think there. Boxing 84. I think if he didn't take the fight and Fury retires, or it never gets made, it will tarnish his heavyweight this heavyweight's era. Still, Wilder versus AJ, Usyk versus Fury to happen, then we can say we've had a great era. You know what? I think the fact that Fury and Wilder gave us that last fight, especially that last fight, then I could say, yeah, that was excellent. And I think no matter what, I still think AJ and Fury will fight, whether it is in December or later on down the line, because that fight is too big for it not to happen. And let nobody fool you and think like, oh, well, Tyson Fury will retire. But my honest opinion, which I've given already, I would just like to see AJ kind of recuperate himself physically, mentally, and spiritually, then go and take that fight. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't think that he's in that right place right now. That's just my honest opinion. But you know what? We shall see. And we shall leave it at that. So in the famous words of Babatunde Ajayi, dream it, believe it, become it. I'm going to say come on down because I'm Spencer the Knowledge Pharaoh. Peace, two fingers, I'm out. Make sure that you tune in for this Saturday's Canelo versus Golovkin fight along with the motor mouth, the irrepressible Babatunde Ajayi, and with me doing the mid-round breakdowns of the fight. Peace, two fingers, and I'm